What's up? As we're nearing the end, I must say hello to all my Negro friends. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising, cruising down the street, cruising, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Jocking the free, jacking the hoe. Went to the park to take the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, go shooting some hoops. A car pull up, who could it be? A fresh El Camino Rock Kilo G. Yep, yes, the good old days. Now, let's get into it because we need to. We've heard Ice Cube describe the Ruthless record contract, talking about, and we saw the movie, how he was all talking about Jerry and how they was all getting involved and Jerry's getting all the money and he wasn't getting the right money and he want to talk about his contract. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys. Um, and this is on the heels of Ice Cube having a 30-year anniversary listening party for his first album, America's Most. Now, Lil Mac, you understand that, and by now you understand that. People don't understand that in 1988, 89. People didn't understand that. So in 1989, don't forget to hit the like button too. Forgot to tell you guys that. Sorry about that. In 1989, no, in 1989, they tried to come up with multiple deals to make Ice Cube happy. Cube never had a problem with his contract, never had a problem with his money. He was always credited as the writer. So he had writing credits on the song. It wasn't like Ice Cube didn't have any writing credits. He did have writing credits. Ice Cube was paid as a writer and as a performer. The problem is Ice Cube wanted to rap more on the records. And he was just paid for being a writer. So they're already paying him as the rapper slash writer. So he raps on certain songs, but he wrote Eazy Does It. And that's his whole thing is like, I wrote, basically, me and Ren wrote this album. Ren wrote a couple songs. I wrote basically the entire album. This album sells millions of records, and I want some money off that record. I'm not getting the money I'm supposed to be getting off Eazy Does It. See, the NWA album and everything else, that was fine. He was okay with what was happening there. But when it went to Eazy-E, he's like, why is Eazy getting paid on the NWA album and he getting paid off the Eazy Does It album? He making more money than all of us. This don't make sense. What's up, Dion? So Ruthless Records didn't even take his publishing. You know, that's the thing. It was the most ridiculous comment in the world because he didn't even, what's up, Tevin? He didn't even lose his publishing. Not one bit, one piece of his publishing was lost. $75,000 up front in the 80s, that was considered a good deal. That's just upfront money from that point in time, but his contract was worth a lot more. But what he didn't understand and what he had a problem with was still going to be there. Plus, he was being coached by his new girlfriend, who was Kim. Once Kim got in the picture, she decided to create problems. And she wanted to know why her man isn't getting this, why her man isn't getting that. And she was controlling the shots early on. So she found out who the record executive was, Brian. Then they met with Brian Turner, and the rest was history. Brian saw a way to split up the group and sign the artists individually. That's what he wanted to do. They wanted to sign Ren to his own thing, get him away from Ruthless Records, sign him to Priority exclusively. So that's a record company's dream. They want to sign you directly through them, not through the record company. So now they're saying, thank you for building us a platform, Ruthless. Now we're going to just sign all your artists using people going to, they still believe that they're with Ruthless, but no, they're signed directly to us. So we get to screw them exclusively. And we don't have to pay Ruthless Records anything. And that was basically the deal that Ice Cube took. And went through a rougher time because America's Most, he didn't make a dime off that album. Let me repeat. Ice Cube didn't make any money until Kill at Will. The EP dropped. Ice Cube didn't make like a dime off America's Most. At that time. The photograph you see is of Eazy and Ice Cube. They riding around talking about his contract problems. That's what the EP came from. Mm-hmm. What Eazy E contract did was it gave Ice Cube more upfront money on his first album release. Had he released his album through Ruthless Records, not only does he get the writing credit, he would have had the publishing rights. He had the whole, he could have put out t-shirts and everything and got money off of that. He'd had the support of them paying for his album and everything else and production. But what Cube wanted to do was follow the format Eazy-E had. That's really, he wanted to be Eazy-E. Everybody in the group wanted to be Eazy. First, nobody wanted to be Eazy. They were like, I just write the rhymes. Then money started coming in, and it changes everything. Dre wants to be Eazy. Dr. Dre was even walking around talking about, it's my record company. It's me and Eazy's record company. Eazy's like, no, I'm Ruthless Records. Hell you talking about, Dre? I put up the money. Y'all do y'all job. You make the beats. Ren write the rap. Q write the raps. And y'all perform. And y'all paid for that. Everybody was cool with that when we started. Now everybody talking about they getting robbed. How? You getting paid your money. See, when people never paid anything, they don't know how it works. Eazy-E deal would have gave Ice Cube more money on the back end. He wouldn't have to pay out Priority. And that's why Priority wanted to. And this is why Ice Cube ended up going in the office, smashing up the office with a baseball bat, tearing up everything in Brian's office because Brian promised him. Then Ice Cube went and got married and had a baby on the way with Kim, and he don't have any money coming in. And they was like, oh no, it's on the second album. That's when you make your money, the second one. The first album is just so people can get introduced to you. His album sold over 1 million records, and he wasn't getting nothing. They were ripping him off. So he tore up everything, went to a boat party. Everything before they lied to him. Bryant was stealing from him, taking everything. So they went there to make things right. They gave him some advance money, told him to keep it. It was his money he earned anyway. They found some money. Cut Cube a check, dropped an EP called Kill at Will, where he's taking shots at NWA on Jacking for Beats, which led to NWA dissing him. He didn't never put that line in there. If I jack you and you keep coming, I have you march 100 miles and run it. Now, at this time, they didn't even put the song Real Negroes out. That song went out yet. They just had the 100 Miles and Running music video out. Then they went commenced to coming in and dissing Cube for being a traitor. But see, the thing is, Hank and Shock, they were paid more off the album than Ice Cube was. Well, it's always an argument on that, Nick. Who dissed who first? Because of when the songs were released. But Cube was throwing shots at them. Like the Pump It Up interview. Because they were never going to diss him. Because Ren was cool with him. Ren was still cool with him. Ren was the only one that talked to Cube. Because they spent a lot of time together because they were the writers. Before Doc got involved, they were the main writers. Nobody got robbed. Everybody was paid what they were supposed to get paid. People just saw what Eazy-E was getting paid. And they really didn't see it. They just saw things. They saw Eazy-E cars. They saw Eazy got a big house. And they like, man, why Eazy got all that? He ripping us off. He robbing you. And when your friends, your hangers on who don't even rap, when they see that, and it's all about Eazy-E, and he become more famous than y'all, and y'all the rap stars. And this is a guy that don't even want to rap. Jerry cut the checks. So Eazy would sign them. Jerry's the one who they went to get the checks from. So naturally, you're going to blame Jerry. Brian told Cube how to get out of his contract or not to sign the contract. Everybody else signed. Cube only got 75,000 is because they had to split the money with the rest of the group. See, this is why groups didn't stay together that long, especially when they're a large amount of members, like Wu-Tang. Because that money is not for everybody individually. It's not enough money to pay everybody in the group. So the whole thing is the group part is just to get people to notice you. You make your money when you make your solo album. See, NWA had this format already. Like Run DMC. Run DMC, if they'd have split up and made a Run album or a DMC album, they would have made more money. But they know, like, man, that's just gonna ruin the group because we rap in a group format. Plus, it's only three members. Jay, Run, and DMC. So splitting the group up wouldn't make sense. But you look at NWA. You got Eazy, Ren, Dre, Cube, Yella. That's 5 people right there. Dr. Dre was in a house where Jerry Heller paid all his bills, took care of his taxes. Dre had gained 300 pounds. No, no, there was a lot going on at that time, but Q wasn't happy. His official second album, Death Certificate, was one of the greatest albums ever made. The light side and the depth side. Because in LA, everybody was joining like this movement. It was a whole movement in LA at the time. To where there was this big push for the Nation of Islam. And everybody was switching to join the nation. So Q was the first one to really go full with the nation. And he was all the way in. He was listening to Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And don't forget that the like button, and subscribe if you're new here. Well, he stole Cypress Hill's song. You know he stole their hook for the Friday soundtrack. And he heard the song. He wanted the song on the Friday soundtrack. They said, we can't do that. That's the song we're going to put on the album. We got a song that we're going to give you for the soundtrack. He wanted that song. And they wouldn't give it to him. So he stole it and put their hook on the song. And that's the song they had coming out on the album. So it was getting ready to come out. It was like the Temple of something. Temple of Doom or something with the Cypress Hill. And he basically stole everything. They cadence, the whole hook. And when they heard it, they was like, "Yo, that's your hook." And he was like, "Dude, they took the song. They like took it while he was gone out the room. By the time he came back, they had already stole the real." Cube, swear to God, it never happened. It got him knocked out in the middle of the streets. But this is the thing: everything that they did, everything that they did, everything that they did, that they blamed Eazy-E for, all of them did the same thing. Cube did the same thing. Dre did the same thing. So if what Eazy-E was doing was wrong, why did y'all repeat it? So when that album came out, that's when Ice Cube started getting his money. When Death Certificate came out. And by the time he was getting his money, Priority wasn't making Cube such a priority. He came out with Lethal Injection. But he had made such a jump. Even though Lethal Injection is also a great album. Another one of his best projects. But even after Lethal Injection, which I think had Wicked on it, if I'm not mistaken. No, that was the Predator. Sorry, Predator came after that. Predator was the first hip hop album to be the #1 record in the world, which led off with Wicked, with what's his name, Flea from the Red Hot. I want to say Red Hot Chili Peppers or something, or no, Anthrax. People want to know how come I gotta get and I'm staring out the window like Malcolm, because I'm about to bring back noise. I'm gonna bring power to the people. We just might see a sequel, cause police got equal hate. A horse has a pig that don't fly straight. Pulling down gates. It's Willie Williams. Down with the pilgrims. Just like a super slave. So I gotta break the ants up like Super Dave. And Dale the funky Homo sapien, who's his cousin, supposedly wrote that song. And what he was trying to do was get deeper into the drum and make a more East Coast record, you know. You ran to the East for your first release. And that's true. Because a lot of those beats, Shockley and Hank, who from the Bomb Squad, that did all Public Enemy beats, they did all of these songs for Ice Cube. And all of these were songs that was supposed to be on. They were going to do a Flavor Flav album, but that never happened. So it was going to be a new Public Enemy album called Apocalypse 91. Apocalypse 91 was going to come out. And the beats that they had for Apocalypse 91, ended up on America's Most. Half of the album was all the beats they had set to the other side for Public Enemy, for Chuck D and Flav. That was Public Enemy beats. Cube lied and said that Eazy and Ruthless Records and Jerry Heller was trying to rob them by signing that contract. The contract wasn't a robbery at all. They were trying to say, okay, this is how we're legally going to pay you. Before there was no real money into it. Now that we were Priority, we doing this, we got lawyers, we got contracts. This is the way it's gonna go now, and everybody's gonna get paid. This is the structure. He had no problem with the contract. Cube didn't understand diddly squat. Brian Turner, he talked to his wife, with his girlfriend at the time, Kim, and she was Cube job was to get everybody to split up and get and sign individual deals with priority, but they could still stay in Ruthless Records and still be NWA. Now, Brian, who knows the structure, and this is what record companies been using the same tactic for everybody else, is they want to sign the artist individually to the same label. That way they have control. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button. So Cube was trying to get Ren to defect. He was trying to get Dre to defect. And Kim, his wife, was the vehicle behind all of it. Because she was in contact with Brian. And Brian realized Kim made all the decisions. So he told her, oh, he can make way more money. Tell him, don't sign that contract. So he started finding out reasons about the contract not to sign. Saying he didn't like terms and conditions. He wanted this contract. They were going to work out another deal where it'd be a shorter term for him and everything. He didn't even, he wanted out. Because Brian Turner told Cube, look, just sign through us. And if you guys want to do NWA, that's fine, but you'll get more money now. Because now you're not signed to Ruthless. You're signed to Priority. Now, Priority owns Dr. Dre directly. They own Ice Cube directly. They own MC Ren directly. Ruthless Records, they only have DJ Yella and Eazy as an employee. Now, if they do an NWA album, they got to pay Priority 3 more times. Priority's getting a big chunk of money out of all of them. Instead of getting a check from one, they're getting a check 4 times over. You see, it's the old mentality. Everybody's cool with the white man getting money off of them. But if a brother's getting some money off of him, the brother's the crook. Don King ripping off all the fighters. They ripping off all the fighters. Don King's a crook. Bob Arum. Oh, well, Bob gonna make sure you get money. Bob ain't that bad. Bob Arum was doing the same thing. Same thing as Don. They were mad because Eric Wright owned the company. He owned Ruthless Records. He put up the money. So if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be a structured record company. If he didn't get Jerry, they was just some kids rapping. They wouldn't have no record company, no money. Nobody would have ever heard them. Ever. Eazy made it a reality while they were still treating it as a hobby. So he tried to get MC Ren. He called Ren before he left because I told you Ren and Cube became tighter than anybody. And he told Ren, you need to leave because Brian was going to give them more of a kickback for any NWA member that came over. They were going to get a kickback. Like, I'll give you $100,000 kickback just for getting them. If you get them to sign over to Priority, we're going to start giving you kickbacks. So, sure enough, he trying to get Dre to come. He trying to get Ren to go. He going to tell Ren, I'm leaving. So, when he did the grand finale, he already knew he was leaving. That was his last song. Mm-hmm. Just almost like he lied about not doing a record with Tupac on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, that's stupid. When he was on that album called The Last Words, him and Ice-T. Matter of fact, they performed this live on stage. The video's on the internet where Ice Cube, Tupac, and Ice-T performed this song together. So I don't remember him saying that he never recorded a song with Pac. So I don't know. Right. I've never heard him say that, DJ Gary. Somebody in the chat just said that he said he didn't say it on the Breakfast Club or something. Now, him and Tupac were best friends. They were great friends, because Pac was around with Digital Underground and he had Yo-Yo. Ice-T never hated Tupac. Never hated Tupac. Cube never hated Tupac either. Cube is just a thief. And he's an opportunist. And whenever's best for Cube, he's going to take that opportunity, even now. Think about all the people Cube done screwed over. They did the movie Friday. He screwed over DJ Pooh. They did Friday 1, did Friday 2, and they ain't want to pay DJ Pooh no more. So they want to cut him out the Friday deal. And the movie that was supposed to be Friday, the third Friday movie, ended up becoming what? Car Wash? The script that they had. Called The Wash. That had Dr. Dre. Because DJ Pooh signed with Death Row. Death Row Records signed him, and Tupac and DJ Pooh was gonna write all these movies, and Suge was gonna put up the movie companies, and Pac was gonna get a whole bunch of movies and stuff with him. Yeah, I mean, look at the lynch mob. The whole thing went down. Once the lynch mob got in that trouble, Ice Cube never went to bat for him, never went to go visit. My man got life in jail over an incident that should have never happened. He's 100% innocent, and Cube didn't even fight for the rest of them. He just like left the rest of the group alone and like parted his ways with them. And that was all Kim. So the dude don't have any brain of his own. Kim runs Ice Cube. Ice Cube is her company and her business. And once he cuts you off, that's it. Right. I told the whole Mac 10 story, then Mac 10 just told it on, like, I think Vlad, about what happened, and it was almost word for word what I said. So I told you I was telling the truth. But it takes people years to catch up to what I be saying. DJ Pooh, no, he's not the one that took Ice Cube's chain at all. Uh, I think the name was Sabu. He the one that knocked Cube out at the light, put him out. At that time, Ruthless was becoming, I mean, Priority Records was coming huge. Q was bringing in artists, and then Q wanted to get his label off the ground. But then he's realizing the record company is not too interested in him after Lethal Injection. Lethal Injection kind of flopped. And it was because of his drastic change. He started going more heavy into getting the afro, changing his lyrics up, being more aggressive politically, and started, making records that they feel that they can't make money off of. Well, Cube and Cam situation is the same thing. So if they're gonna sit there and talk about Eazy-E, it's like y'all did something 10 times worse. Dre, same scenario. Dre done screwed over so many people and still screwing them over right now to this day. Daz got screwed. DJ Quick got screwed. All these guys got screwed over. Everybody who made a beat wrote a rhyme for Dre. Dre was getting all the credit for it, and they weren't even getting writing producer credits or writing credits at all. Dre was getting all the credits. So all the money's going to Dre. Dre had earned $118 million through Death Row and gave up all that publishing rights, money, and everything just so he can get out. He had about 118 million. Nobody really know that but me and a couple other people. He walked away from $118 million. Now, ask yourself this. Why would somebody walk away from $118 million? Somebody walked away from $118 million to get out of their Def Jam contract. It was nothing like you saw in the movie. Like I told you before, Dre sat down in an office with his lawyers, with Suge, and said, I'm giving up my royalties and everything. And he's like, I'm not contesting it. I'm legally signing it. Because after the thing they went through with Eazy-E, they didn't want no duress. And he gave up his $118 million in royalties and everything in Death Row Records. That all his net worth in that company, what they were building, his net worth was about 118 million. And he walked away with all that money. Walked away from it. Gave it up just to be free. Now, why would a man do that? And he's like, I'm gonna start my own label. And he already knew something was coming because Miss Chalet had already been warning him that Dre is trying to leave and do this and that. But he knew about Suge and Miss Chalet. And Dre was like, Dre didn't care at that time anyway. They was pretty much done with each other. Dre just left Miss Chalet behind. Because they weren't together no more. Plus, he was dating somebody else. And he left her behind everything. He didn't want to be around no more. The Aftermath album he did was hot garbage. He was trying to introduce all these guys to the group. What Dre needed was somebody, he didn't have an artist yet. He had a bunch of young artists on there and they just wasn't popping. The best artist he had was him. He was the biggest artist at the time. And everybody who know Dre know it's going to be hard for Dre to kick a label off when, first off, Dre is going to have to do all the work. And he going to have to be the rapper. So that's a problem. So after, Jimmy Iovine signed him, but they were about to drop Dr. Dre. They were about to get rid of Dr. Dre. They did the Firm album, jumped on the Firm album. It's about 35 record labels on that Firm album. If you look on the back of the Firm album, oh my gosh, it's about like 17 record labels that was all eating off that album. And they thought that was going to sell like 10 million records, and it didn't. And that flopped. Then Dre left New York, went back to Cali. Well, he was going to use, when they got Dr. Dre to work with Nas, they was thinking about making Dr. Dre and Nas and all that. They was just doing that for the Firm. But after the Firm album flopped, he left and went back to doing whatever it was he was doing. And then the Aftermath album flopped, so he knew he had to find the right artist. He's like, I got to find the right artist and I got to put them out. So when he found Eminem, Dre knew when he heard this guy rap, he said, this the guy. This is the guy that's going to get me over. And Interscope wasn't jumping out the window for Eminem. They were like, nope, they turned him down. The first song they did was, hi, my name is, what? My name is Slim Shady. That beat was on, and he just started making the hook and everything and started making the album. He wasn't even gonna make this like this was gonna be like a pop record, pop album. He wasn't even trying to go through the hardcore market no more. And that's what Dre was like, it's gonna sell, trust me. This is gonna be what the white kids, the little teeny boppers that buy the records, this is what they gonna want to listen to. He's trying to sell this idea to Jimmy. They weren't buying it. And Dre had the music and he was mad. He marched over there and they was like, Dre, if we put this out and it don't work, we're done with Aftermath. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want to put Aftermath up for this album? And they had My Name Is, they had like 3 songs done. And they told Dre, you want to put this album up for Aftermath? Are you ready to risk that for this? Because nobody's going to buy a white rapper. And isn't it Dr. Dre a white rapper? Come on. This is Jimmy now. Jimmy Iovine. So Dr. Dre put up Aftermath, his record label, and said, okay, that's how much I believe in it. So Dr. Dre had everything to lose on the Eminem album, on the Slim Shady LP. So he put everything he had in that album. To this day, Ice Cube believes he's the reason Kevin Hart is a success. It's because I did Ride Along. Before Ride Along, they wasn't using Kevin right. I said, I know how to make him, I know how to use him to get him right. Kevin Hart was already hot. See, that's what he does. See, Mike Epps was already getting some buzz in the comic circle. So when they brought him in and he tested for Day Day, it made people forget about Chris Tucker. Now, to me, Chris Tucker was more funny than Mike Epps when it came to the movie versus movie. But Mike Epps, to me, was funny also in Next Friday. Just being his own self, being Day Day, and just being Mike Epps. So Mike Epps was so good in that movie. Because at first, when people watch the movie, they're like, oh, look at this dude. He's trying to be Smokey. His cousin, Day Day. He's just trying too hard to be funny. He is not funny. Then everybody go back now and watch it be cracking up at Mike Epps. Mike Epps a fool. First he was Day Day. Now you know him as Mike Epps. So that means he was funny. Because we have this thing that we have this built-in notion that we can't enjoy both artists when you never see this done on any other level. When people do music battles, like they doing a Sade or Nita Baker battle, ooh, they don't never do this with white people records. Why? Because they always want us to choose between each other. And they just program us with this into the fact that we just carry it on as our own natural idea. I don't hear them ever comparing a white artist to another white artist and doing verses or nothing like this. All I hear is us battling each other which goes into the system of us choosing to battle each other all the time. Like this is this is the norm. Let's just battle each other. It to me is dumb. It's dumb and it's senseless. But you try doing that. I've tried doing that on the hip hop to show like, look, y'all white people just as shiesty. I did a battle with them, and what did we do? We did the hip hop battle with them, with the white people, and they don't even want to push the video. So you could tell there's an agenda behind it. Ice Cube came out and didn't want to pay DJ Pooh. So DJ Pooh signed with Death Row, and then he basically cut him off. So The Wash was supposed to be the other script for Friday. That was a Friday movie. And then they came out with that ridiculous The Third Friday, which was terrible. But it had some funny moments in it because of Cat Williams. Yeah, The Wash was supposed to be Dr. Dre and Snoop played Ice Cube and Day Day. And they had gotten jobs at a car wash. There's a sequel to Three Strikes coming out. That's a lie. That's a John Singleton lie to sell the movie. John Singleton had no intentions of putting Tupac in there when he wrote Baby Boy. Ice Cube is holding up the movie, and he's trying to get money from the studio so that he can pay everybody what he feels is fair. Now, his position on Friday, I understand, and it's what you're supposed to do. Q's not taking the urban money dollars. Because his film career, and he's made more money from film than he's ever made in music. Way more money. Are We There Yet has made him way more money than anybody had ever fathomed that he could make. Q Vision made Are You There Yet Part 1, the first one. That bankrolled so much for him, revenue for his company and everything. He made more money off that than he was making off his records. Master P is the better businessman. Suge thing was to take a model and follow it. Master P actually studied and learned what to do. Both are hustlers, but Master P is a smarter hustler. Yeah, and it was what you would call a black movie. Well, black movies are what they call urban films. They feel like they'll make 20 million tops. That's that. Urban movie, 20 million, 25 million. You put in 10, you give the urban market 10, 15 million. That's it. They're only going to make about 10, maybe 20 million. That's it. Urban movie. So that's what they feel. Are we there yet? Was one of those. Are you there yet? Made his whole bankroll for everything and put him on the map. So Q made all his money. The sequel, just all that was revenue. Sequel is like, bring the money. Well, if we did that, there would be a very bad scene for a lot of people if we had celebrity YouTube boxing. It would not go well. It would be fights in locker rooms. The Wi-Fi would explode. We need strong Wi-Fi for the whole location because everybody be trying to film it as they doing and doing live stream. I'm standing right next to this sucker right now for the fight him in 10 minutes. I should have slapped him in the back of the head. Want to see me slap him in the back of the head? Slap! It will not go well. It would not go well. There's more beef in YouTube than it is in doggone real time world. Anyway, let me respond to this sweet, beautiful soul. She's over here and text me back, but it looked like I played it cool, you know. I ain't hit her back yet. I played it real cool. So, anyhow, I'm out. Don't forget to subscribe. Everybody who's here, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you can and select all so you can get all notifications. And don't forget to join the Patreon. Right now, we got the truth behind the Kobe Bryant situation. That's really broke my heart. We got the Juanita Michael Jordan story kicking off on the Patreon. We on part 2, part 3 coming tomorrow. And definitely we got a lot more in store.